Hello friends, welcome to Jay's AI channel. This is a continuation of the Jupyter notebook basics. This is the point where we stopped the last video where we have found how we can open the Jupyter notebook from Anaconda Navigator, and how we can do the some basic operations like opening a new Python notebook and writing some codes, how to insert a new cell, how to get the active working directory, and all these things, and how to run a cell, how to do the execution, and how we actually delete a cell. So this much information we got from our first video. So now some more operations we will be discussing in this video. Now, before going to the further details, we can actually save the previous notebook that we done. We actually renamed and we found the location where we actually saved this notebook in the IPython format. This is the location where we stored the default location of the uh, notebook storage. Okay, now there are other options like we can actually do exact copying of this notebook. Suppose we have to do some experiments on the already prepared notebook, already completed notebook. For that, we can make a copy of this notebook so that it will be creating a exact replica of this completed notebook. And you can keep this as the primary one, and you are editing on the second one for some kind of testing. For example, if you are developing a model, so you can have this one for the default model development, and the second this thing for doing a hyperparameter optimization, hyper tuning, and all these things, so that your actual primary notebook will be intact, it will not be get affected. So that's the purpose of this make a copy. And then the next option is save and checkpoint. So actually what this means is that you can see while you're working on the Jupyter notebook, you can see there is one option, there is one this thing here, it is showing last checkpoint 2 hours ago auto saved. So what this means is that every 120 seconds, that means every 2 minutes, your notebook will be automatically saved to this particular location, and that's what the checkpoint is all about. Okay, so if you click on save and checkpoint, that means your notebook will be updated and saved in the same checkpoint, or your notebook will be updated at the same time the checkpoint also will be updated. If you're not doing this, every 120 seconds the checkpoint will be updated with the latest notebook. Whichever changes, whatever changes you are done, that will be automatically saved that checkpoint. That's about this save and checkpoint. So that's a good option. Even if you forgot to save manually, it will be automatically saved to the checkpoint. Okay. Now this print preview is normal. You can have a print and download as. This is another option. If you want to share this file, your notebook file, you can actually download to some other formats like normally the IPYNB format. When we are saving, by default it will be saving as IPYNB, Python notebook. So it will be having in some mode of communication, you will not be able to send this or share this type kind of file. So and by default the file size will be a little bit higher. So in that scenario, you can have an HTML downloaded version of this file. So if you take this HTML downloaded HTML version and save it or download it, you can see it will automatically, the file will automatically open in a browser window, new browser window. So that saving is done. You can see it is done here. So if I go to my downloads, I can see this. Let's see. You can see it is downloaded here. My downloads. Yeah, it is here. So and the size is very small, it's only 548 KB. So anyway, the coding is a little bit smaller coding I have done, but still, and this is the one you can share this to your friends or your colleagues through email. So that's the first option for downloading this, and the next option is we have another option. It's a PDF file, so we can download. It will be giving a better look, better presentable format you can get from this option. But normally what happens is when you're trying to download through in this PDF format, you can see some kind of problem error occurs. I have this problem of you can say an internal error is happening now. So what we will do, we will discuss this how we can manage this error and how we can overcome this error in the next video. Okay, and there are another options you can have multiple options, but primarily we are using the HTML and the PDF format. Okay, and the IPYNB is the default format of the file saving in your local hard disk. You can also save this file, but it will be somewhat some of the mails will not be supporting this IPYNB, so you might be doing might be needed to convert it to a 7-zip or some other formats. Now you can see this is again this is not happening. I think, yeah, this is asking for some kind of package installation. It's a normal error only, and we will do this resolution in the next video. Yeah, this is the error happening. This is the most common error in we convert failed. So we will discuss anyway. And next other options are you can have delete cells. You can we discussed it. The shortcut keys escape plus dd. So we'll see how it works. So if I check this, um, escape, hit the escape button, and 2 times hit the D button. So it's gone, and you can also by mistake if you delete it, you can have the undo in the just like normally what you do in the computer. You can have if you do this escape. Most of the time you have to learn the keyboard shortcut for a fast coding. It's a normal practice to have the use the keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so these are the major use cases in edit, and you can have yeah, we already discussed how to insert a new cell above and below, and we have discussed this kind of options, cell type, how we can use various cell types, and in the kernel section you can see 2 or 3 options most of the time we need to use. One is the interrupt. Suppose we our kernel means this is the in this platform the kernel is actually the concept of kernel is to run this code, execute this code. So this is the thing actually that is being worked out in the backend. So basically we can interrupt the kernel. Suppose an execution is happening, execution is in progress, and due to some reasons there can be, for example, there can be some kind of for looping, and it is due to some error in the code, this looping is continuously running infinitely, causing an infinite loop, so it will never give me the output. So at that point of time I have to actually interrupt the kernel. So this is the shortcut for escape I, and you can also you can restart the kernel. You can either interrupt the kernel or you can restart the kernel to restart the work. Okay, so please note, if you are restarting the kernel, what happens is the entire kernel is restarting, so that you have to run the code again, the entire code again. For that you have an option, you restart and run all. This is the option, and there is a direct button here. You can see this is the restart the kernel, then run the whole notebook. This is the option for doing this. Okay, and this is the option for interrupting the kernel. Okay, so interrupting means you are only interrupting that particular cell execution. The execution is getting interrupted for a certain cell only due to some code errors. Okay, can be some code errors or can be some OS related issues. Okay, so only that particular execution, that particular cell execution will be affected, remaining all will be intact. So that's all about today's video, and you can try these various options by rewinding this video how it works. I have demonstrated many of these options, and next video we will discuss a very important thing, how we can overcome this problem of latex. We need to have some programs downloaded and installed and some configurations to be done in the backend to get it resolved. So that's all from today's video. Take care, keep in touch, and you can make any doubts or any clarity in the comment section. um, Thank you, and bye bye.